Just folks, go to the LSLBC website or on your telephone, just type that in and type in the name of the person who's trying to do business with you. If he's not licensed, he's not going to be there. If he's a home improvement, it's going to tell you, and I highly suggest you stay away from them because they're not licensed contractors. Hire a licensed contractor who's been tested, who carries the right kinds of insurances, and has a history. The longer the years somebody's in business, the better off you are when you're going to pick somebody to build your project. But the first thing is they should at least have a license, be a licensed contractor where they've been tested and can pass the test, get continued education, things of that nature. All right, so just remember you can go there. And remember, the other thing they do, write your contracts, these one-page contracts, if it doesn't spell out like me, my contracts, and it has examples to do, but it's a total of 30-something pages. Therefore, you're going to know exactly what I'm going to do and exactly what's required of you. That's a well-understood contract. Talk to an attorney. He's going to tell you, I'm right. Whatever we agreed to needs to be in writing. Okay? If there's a problem, the written word doesn't change. Verbal stuff changes. You got to be careful with that stuff. Don't do nothing. I highly recommend you don't do nothing verbally. Now, Mallett Building's been in business 23 years, 22,000 buildings on the ground, A+ rating with the BBB. Folks, we got a plant. We cover 3 states. If you want somebody experienced, he's a state licensed contractor and been doing it a long time, we're the company. It's just that simple. So today I want to talk a little bit about, and I had a customer that I was talking to a minute ago, and we got on the subject of post frame versus stick frame. What's the difference? Well, stick frame is you pour the slab first, and when they pour the slab, they're going to put anchor bolts out of the bottom, outer perimeter. They're going to put a plate, and that's what holds building down. Got to put chain walls because now all the weight is supported on that outer perimeter. On the inside, you're going to put inner walls. You got to put some chain walls there because all the weight now is sitting on top of that slab. Okay, that's what happens in stick frame. The problem with stick frame, in my opinion, when Rita hit Cameron Parish, all the houses. What surprised everybody was all the slabs were clean as this, clean as this desk. And what nobody could figure out is where was the anchor bolts? Well, what happened after 30-something years, the anchor bolts had rusted. So when the water hit from the storm, it just pushed the buildings off the slabs. Because understand, the only thing holding that house down is the anchor bolts. And those anchor bolts, when they rust out after 10, 15, 20, 30 years, there's nothing, just the weight sitting on the slab. There's nothing holding it. They're just going to break right off. That's stick frame. Post frame, and you know, you got to pour the concrete first. So when it's winter time, it's hard to pour slabs because it's hard to get your pad compacted and all these things. And in post frame, we operate a little differently. We pour the slab last because there's no weight on the slab. All the weight of the building is transferred to the post. So the outer perimeter of that building, every 10 feet or every 9 feet on the Mallett building, 10 feet on the Best Buy and the other series. But anyway, the posts are anchored 3 feet in the ground, inside of a post protector. Okay? So the post is anchored 3 feet in the ground, in a post protector. Therefore, the microorganisms of the dirt are not attacking the treated post, which has a lifetime warranty, by the way, against rotten fungal decay and termites. But we put it in a post protector too. Give you another, and we guarantee it for 50 years. Okay? So the posts are in the ground every 3 feet. So there's 2 types of winds you need to concern yourself with in construction. Headwind, uplift. Okay? So what happens in headwind in post frame construction, as the building is hit with the wind, all these posts are working in concert. You'd have to shear them all simultaneously because they're all anchored 3 feet in the ground. Stick frame, I'm just sitting on top of the slab. I just got to push you over. Okay? Uplift. We transfer, when we pour the slab, after we build the building, all the posts are anchored in, we put a engineered graph of cables, aircraft cables, a grid, and then we attach that to all the posts. Then I pour all the way to the concrete on top of those cables. So what happens, I took the dead weight of the slab and transferred it to the outer perimeter of the building with all these cables. So if uplift would occur, it's got to lift that whole slab up. And if that happens, you don't want to be around. And it's highly unlikely. So that's some of the things you need that I want to explain to you. I've done this before, but I guess I need to refresh because I was having the conversations. When you do it wrong, no, I do it right. I pour the slab last because I don't want no weight. And when I do it this way, I have no weight on the slab. It is floating. All the weight of the building is sitting on the post, transferred to the post. Whereas in stick frame, it's sitting on the slab, all the weight. Okay? So anyway, wanted to explain that to you. If you have any questions, always feel free to call me at 337-515-2154, or you can call the office at 337-214-0428. Always remember, we have a referral program. You know, if you buy a building with Mallett, and you refer someone, you get a $200 check. That's simple. In other words, if you sell 10 buildings, you're going to get $2,000. I'm going to help you pay for your building, because now you have a product to show at your house, and I want to help you pay for your building. That is always the objective here, is to try to get people who bought buildings to always talk good about us, but at the same time make some money, help pay for your building. Hey, you know, you got the product, show it, get the customer here. You know, I send 50 sheets to every customer who buys a building, which are referral sheets. And if that customer comes with a referral sheet, or if my referral guy who handles all that calls you, he'll call the person for you, and we'll still send you the $200. So anyway, if you have any questions about anything we do, feel free to call me. And I've given you my number, 337-515-2154, or you can call the office at 337-214-0428. Thank you. Please share this. It's always a pleasure talking.